I don't know. So the work that I'm doing specifically at the craft show, I do this work where I embroider portraits of people with my sewing machine. And I developed that in grad school. I had just gotten a big commission. I had embroidered Christmas decorations for the Blue Room Christmas tree for the Obama White House in 2010. And it was a huge project, a huge commission, a lot of work to do in a very short period of time. And doing that, I got really, really proficient at machine embroidery and just had this idea in my mind. Like, rather than sketching something out and embroidering what I had sketched out, I wonder if I could do this from life. I wonder if I could see somebody in front of me and draw a figure. Turns out I can. Turns out I'm good at it. And turns out a lot of other people thought I was good at it. And so it's sort of snowballed into a whole career. So from it still was very much like something I was just doing in my studio practice, something I was seeing how this works out, but still always planning to go back into fashion. And then it really took off. People saw it as a performance, as like a viable form. And I've built a career now flying all over the world and doing portraits of people with my sewing machine. It's fantastic. What's cool is that the sewing machine really does change the way that I draw and changes the way that I make. Started doing it as this like investigation of the hand versus the machine, and sort of like looking into a very age-old craft conversation and craft theory and design theory, right? Looking at like what is the hand versus the machine, and how can we find intimate moments? How can we find handmade moments? How can we find authenticity in machine production is really what I was interested in. So I was doing a lot of stuff with like digital textile printing, laser cutting, 3D printing, all this sort of stuff, and trying to use machines to kind of use them as just tools in handcraft. So using machines as if they were paintbrushes, using them as if they were a sculptor's tool rather than something to be afraid of. That there's something about the immediacy and the speed and the sort of chaos of the sewing machine that's sort of like having to work symbiotically with this clunk of metal and plastic, right? That forces me to draw in a way that is more exciting.